tarot reading. My name's Allie, and I'd love to be your friendly mystic today. Just a few housekeeping things that I like to start every video with, just in case people aren't aware or are very new to YouTube tarot readings, and this might be their first one. Who knows? Would be super cool. If I'm your first one, your first YouTube tarot reader, I am honored and blessed. And if I am your 100th YouTube tarot reader, I am your honored and blessed as well. Just a few things. My readings are timeless, so it's the month it's posted for is not intended as a timeline. It's just a housekeeping thing for me. It's just a way for me to keep track of what I'm doing and when I'm posting content. And also, YouTube's got an algorithm that I gotta feed, right? So readings are timeless. They're also general, so not all of my readings can apply to all Aries or all Virgos or something. They are intended, when I set the intention for the reading, they are intended for those who need them. So not those who want them or those who would like them. So if this isn't your month, there are tons and tons of other YouTube tarot readers, and I'm sure that one of them is carrying a message you're meant to receive. What else? I think that's about it. General rule for is the most basic rule I could set for like which sign to watch for is the rising being the most important, and then your sun and your moon placement. And those will exchange importance based on whether you were born during the day or born during night. It may be up at this point, I'm not sure, but I just recorded a really short, like 10-15 minute video. I'm gonna put an annotation here if it exists, of like how you could pick signs to watch for. And maybe you're a cross watcher, maybe you have an Aries in your life that you just really trying to get some insight into, or insight into a situation around an Aries. That also is a way you can pick signs to watch. But without further ado, yeah, let's get into it. I am remembering that Mars is gonna station direct, I believe, in mid-November. So no more retrograde. We still are in the retrograde shadow period, so that won't be over until, I think that will continue until the end of December. I believe it'll take about 2 months or so for us to get out of the retrograde shadow. But if there's something that has been, I'm not sure why this is coming up, but this might be important for somebody. But if there's something that you've been working on or trying to resolve for a while and it just seems to not be moving, you're going to be able to start making some progress on that, or something's going to come to light and clear up, and you're going to be like, oh, okay, that was what I was actually needing to deal with. That was the actual obstacle. And now I can move forward. But it's probably going to, whatever was happening around the time Mars entered these degrees, that'll be likely what the theme, like whatever theme was happening around that time is likely what's going to be resolved once Mars leaves its shadow at the end of December. But I don't think that's too important for this reading particularly, but it's just something that came up. But yeah, I'm going to get into your reading, pick some tarot decks for you, and jump right into it. Alright, Aries, I have your tarot and your oracle deck picked out. If we need a clarifier deck, I'll pick that as well. But for your tarot, we have the Gilded Tarot. One of my favorite decks. This is a gift from somebody I love very much. And for the oracle, we have the Spirit Animal Oracle, which I also love. I remember pining after this deck for a while before it actually came to me. But yeah, I'm going to start shuffling these cards and get into your reading. Alright. Spirit guides, guardian angels, benevolent ancestors, please help me to connect with the collective of Aries and communicate the messages in their highest good for those that need it. Spirit guides, benevolent ancestors, guardian angels, please help me to connect with the collective of Aries and communicate the messages in their highest good for those that need it. Spirit guides, guardian angels, benevolent ancestors, please help me to connect with the collective of Aries and communicate the messages in their highest good for those that need it. Spirit guides, guardian angels, benevolent ancestors, please help me to connect with the collective of Aries. Communicate the messages in their highest good for those that need it. Ooh, okay, we got something ending here. I know that for sure. Alright. Okay. So, first cards I saw. Oh, and 555. So big change is coming. Easily. I mean, with the Tower and a Ten of Wands, something big is shifting for you. But these two are the cards I saw up first. The Tower jumped out right at the end there, but I feel like there's a Ten of Wands situation that is coming to an end. So, like, probably a violent end and one you don't want to end. It may be a collapsing of energy. Just something like the Ten of Wands is basically a state that can't continue. It's unsustainable. A Ten of Wands does give me kind of a Mars retrograde energy. So if the Mars retrograde little spiel I gave earlier was kind of connecting with you or touching upon the situation, then you can kind of expect that to you can kind of expect your Tower of Cards to fall. It seems like a laborious task you've taken up, and now it's kind of coming to a violent end. Something unexpected will come to you. Not fun. And I'm thinking that this may. The first thing that came to mind was that this might be a situation around a Knight of Pentacles. Either this is you are the Knight of Pentacles and there needs to be less of a mad dash to finish something, or less of a... It's kind of the difference between how Saturn accomplishes tasks and how Mars accomplishes tasks. So a Ten of Wands seems like I gotta get it all done, I gotta do it all now, kind of, I needed to finish this. I can't put any of these things down. I just gotta rush. That's kind of what I'm getting from this. And that's a very Mars way of doing that. And then we have a more deliberate, I don't know if stoic's the right word, but a more deliberate, steady, that's the word I was looking for. Deliberate, steady grounded way of going about it. So if you've been relying on Mars energy to push your way through something, or to push through barriers or blocks, you just kind of bulldoze. Spirit's basically saying that's not going to fly any longer. And that if this isn't about a Knight of Pentacles, someone who is and this came up right, so I'm feeling that this is someone who really goes for their abundance and really is steady, grounded, and like there's forward momentum in it, but it's not like the kind of like Eight of Wands for momentum, or very like fiery forward momentum. It's very like Taurus, like one foot in front of the other. I will get where I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna do it at my own pace because I'm reliable, you know. So if it's either a situation around a person with that kind of energy, or Spirit is basically saying like it needs to be this way, or you're gonna learn to inhabit this kind of energy after whatever you've been trying to build with this Ten of Wands energy kind of falls apart. And this could just be, you know, I sense that there could also be some health issues around, you know, having a Ten of Wands chronically, like that sort of like overburdened, and my back is starting to hurt, sort of overburdened, like constantly carrying too much on, like, you're just like overburdened with this weight that you just feel like you feel this necessary to carry. You just like, you know, you feel like it's all equally precious. But I think the Ten of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles is asking you to prioritize what is actually important to you. Focus on one thing, and doing more is doing, or to do more, you need to do less. And so you might run into a health situation that kind of suddenly changes, like, oh, shoot, actually, this isn't sustainable. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this to myself anymore. But let's see if anything else comes out. But that's a pretty heavy situation. Ooh. Anything else? Yep, those two want to pop. We'll do that. We have a 5 of Swords and a 10 of Cups in reverse. Yikes. So this is a little upsetting, but it feels like a big conflict in the family environment. Kind of being burnt out. Like when you're in a 10 of Wands energy, you have no space for other people. And especially if you feel like those people are in the way of the ultimate goal, or they're gonna make your trek harder. So you may get into this fight mode, and do a 5 of Wands, or not 5 of Wands, a 5 of Swords, which is also a conflict, but a little different in energy. But a 5 of Swords is very much a winning at all cost, regardless of who you hurt, and a 10 of Cups in reverse seems to signify the people you're hurting and the environment that you're damaging by going into that energy. Sometimes a 5 of Swords energy is necessary if sometimes there really is no other way out of it than to, stand your ground and fight for what you need to fight for. But this is just a really painful situation. Yeah. So if you've been in this 10 of Wands energy, it kind of gives me the sense of somebody who's been so focused on work or so focused on a project that they have no space for their family, and it's starting quarrels, or it's starting it makes you, it kind of puts you at odds with, like, 10 of Cups energy, where you just don't, you can't relax, you can't open up, you can't enjoy the spending time with family at all, because the way you feel is that everything is relying on you. It's all riding on your completion of this thing that's already draining your energy. Interesting. I might ask for clarification about that a little bit, but let's see. 4 of Cups. Interesting. One more. There we go. That is good. Thank you. 7 of Wands in reverse. 9 of Wands. That's interesting. Because we start over here. I guess I'm seeing another plot line kind of come through as well. Because we have the 7 of Wands and the 4 of Cups here on the other side. And then a 9 of Wands that it's relating to, or about, or the energy that's in the air. And I'm seeing that this could be two different people these are these two different issues they're dealing with, and they're coming together in this family situation. It's causing conflict. So, depending on whose energy, like what energy you feel more aligned with, like a steady plotting energy, or the needing to do a steady plotting energy, or for the 9 of Wands, it seems like there's this emotional, there's like a discontent. I'm getting kind of an like ennui, that sort of lost, like why something feels like that sort of spiritual, like spiritual restlessness, is kind of the word I would use. Something feels off, something is unfulfilling, a discontent, where you're like, I have everything I should want, why do I feel like it's not enough, or why can't I find any satisfaction with this? So there's this dissatisfaction, and I'm thinking that because it's a cup, it relates back to the 10 of Cups in reverse and that conflict in the family environment, or the emotional health of the family. So there's this like feeling that I should be happy in my family. I'm not getting the satisfaction, or I'm not getting the fulfillment in this family situation that I really should be getting. And then we get a 7 of Wands reverse, which is just this feeling of being attacked. And a Knight of Wands is sure to defend themselves when they're being, attacked. This is also somebody, my heart chakra just started like kind of pinching It's upsetting. I just gotta breathe through that. Okay. But this could also be somebody who's like a bit defensive, trying to find a way out of this situation. They don't want to get into a conflict. It feels like they're getting attacked by this knight. Like if this is two, like I see two different parties, a Knight of Pentacles and a Knight of Wands. So this could be siblings who are fairly close in age. But that, you know, if that's not resonating, that's not necessarily the situation either. But to feel like that there's this like fighting, and it feels as though the Knight of Pentacles or the person who is in this Ten of Wands energy is causing who's in this Ten of Wands energy, and like I need to get the thing done, I need to get the plan, I need to execute my plan. I'm overburdened. I have no room for anything else. Is kind of creating that discontent and that fighting energy in the home. That Five of Swords, sort of like my way or the highway kind of energy, and the other person is feeling like all they can do is kind of like bat away each accusation, or kind of like, they're kind of in defense mode. And maybe the Knight of Pentacles isn't meaning to create this, but like now everything, there's kind of this tension, like anything that is said is kind of felt like an attack almost, which is really leading to this Four of Cups discontent, or yeah, I get discontent's really the word. Just like I don't understand why. I just it's just not enough. I don't know. It's like kind of being like emotionally malnourished, I guess. But like it's almost like this emotional situation has been really what's the word? Static but stable. Like it seems like this could be a situation between two people who've known each other for a long time, who've been together for a very long time. Um, and even though it's not necessarily fully satisfying to the Knight of Wands, they find it very stable and comfortable to stay in. Um, but it feels kind of like it's coming to a head, especially with the Tower in reverse, or not the Tower in reverse, but the Tower on the side of the Knight of Pentacles. Like something is going to definitely shake up this paradigm in a major way. And I'm hoping, I want to believe that it will resolve positively, whatever that means, Now, if this is just about you, which I don't know, whether or not you are, yeah. So I'm just getting two parties. I really can't get past that. Sometimes I try to read a situation like, okay, but what if this is only involving one person? What is the internal struggle this is happening? But like, it's so clearly about two people that I can't really do that here. Is there anything else for Aries? Eight of Pentacles. What else? Now, Aries, I could not tell you which party you are. You could be the Knight of Pentacles. You might be either needing to harness Knight of Pentacle energy, or you're the Knight of Wands in this situation. But yeah, let's see what else. Anything else for Aries? You'll know which party you are. And I kind of don't want to say that either party is like totally, unhealthy dynamics like this, they might be how do I say this? Because someone definitely feels like the one being attacked and somebody else is kind of more aggressive, but it feels like that both parties have some unhealthy habits um, involved. Potentially, that might not be true for your situation, or, it might be difficult to see, but did I drop a card? I did drop a card. King of Cups. Now, if we're going to continue talking about a family situation, we have a king coming on the board now. On the board. This ain't chess. Speaking of, if you haven't seen the Queen's Gambit, it's really good. I just finished watching that. So we have a King of Cups. This is kind of a Jupiter energy. Like, I'm getting a kind of Jupiter and Pisces energy off that. And then a Eight of Pentacles with this lovely spider, which I don't think I've ever noticed in this card. It's just like this spider with this beautiful web. I don't know if you can see that here. I want it to, how do I put it in front of my face? It's not focusing, but please trust that there's a spider in this, and it's woven a lovely web and a strength in reverse. So there may be a father figure involved now, or especially because this doesn't feel like just if this is a family situation for you, it's kind of the best way I can put that. If this is a family situation for you, then this could be the father figure in the family, or an older male, or an older masculine energy, maybe a mature masculine energy. It doesn't necessarily, the king is not necessarily always indicative of a man, or an older man, or a father figure. It could also be indicative of somebody who has a mature, masculine expression of water energy, which, to me, really, that really speaks of like a Jupiter in Pisces, which is just this very generous, emotionally available person, kind of mentor type. So if you have a dad like that, this is just like, it feels like somebody who could counsel these two parties, and really see like what's at play and help them, with the strength in reverse, help them really tame the inner beast, or the kind of like your like, not let the worst of you get the best of you, which isn't necessarily to say that the lion is the worst of you, but it's also kind of like the most untamed, wild, you know, feral parts of you. So those are the parts of you that are going to instinctively maybe lash out at somebody because you feel attacked. The parts of you that, that need some kind of like gentle, taming. Because like I don't like thinking of the strength card, especially not any strength card that, at least most strength cards that I've seen, as like a control, a forceful control, because we always see a feminine female figure with the lion and taming the lion gently, and with compassion, especially with this King of Cups. It feels like a very a compassionate energy that's needed. And with the Eight of Pentacles, actually, I do think that if this Knight of Wands and this Knight of Pentacles are, it's a marital situation, or like a long-term situation, then this could be seeing a counselor. May begin either, if you haven't already, you might be getting to this point where you need to see a counselor, or you're kind of getting to that point of like, a counselor coming in, or either Spirit's asking you to get a counselor, or Spirit is confirming that this is kind of a right way to go with the situation, is to find a counselor. Excuse me. And I get the counselor aspect from the Eight of Pentacles being like the work you do and a workplace situation. So somebody who's kind of devoted to making sure that, that devoted to the work of counseling, or to the work of, helping these two parties get along. And even if it's not a couples counselor, this could also be just like, a a guidance from an older, older mature mentor figure. This could be a dad. It could be, somebody who's close to both parties, who can kind of mediate and not get caught up on the what's personally happening with these two people. But yeah, it does seem like a third party coming in would be very beneficial to resolving the situation, or a third party's coming in to help resolve the situation. Whether or not this actually happens, that's going to be up between the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles. But that is a full situation, and I think it's time to pull some oracle cards, which I like to pull as advice cards, or like what kind of spirit energy, animal spirit. Right now it's going to be the spirit animal oracle, so it's going to be what animal spirit would be most helpful in resolving the situation, or helping you work through the situation at all. Now, the thing I can't say is whether or not these two people will make it out together as a couple or make it out with an intact relationship, but the resolution will be better regardless if they can follow, find some resolution with this counselor figure, or use the messages they receive to actually work through the situation, regardless if it's like they end up together or not, because that's not always the goal, or that's not always the way it will resolve. So let us keep looking. Now, I did just see the otter spirit, which is definitely like a, you think of two otters holding hands in the water. So that bodes well. I didn't mean to look. It just it compelled me to. So maybe that's spirit's way of nudging me to say that, yeah, this will probably resolve if they, work through their differences. Now, if you've really enjoyed this reading and you'd like to see more, I would really love if you subscribed. And if this reading was for you and you'd like to exchange the energy for this reading, hitting the like, and if you just liked it, you can hit the like button for me. I'd really love that. And if you'd like to spare the time and the energy to let me know how this reading worked for you, or if this was applicable to you, I'd love to talk about that too, and you can leave me a comment. And if you are vibing with me as a reader and you're interested in personal readings, there's a link in the description that will link in the description to my website, friendlymystic.com, with information on how to book a personal reading, which I am open for. So, with all that out of the way, I do like to say that right before the oracle cards. I like to pull about two, just as a little reminder. But what animal spirit medicine? Oh, I love how these cards shuffle. We're just gonna do that. Sandpiper spirit breaking down to a 51, breaking down to a 6, and Peacock spirit, a 446 breaking down to a 1. I'll show you both these cards. They're both birds, which is interesting. That might be significant for you. Also, that spider earlier. I know spiders are very significant to me, so spiders might also be significant to you. Might be a way that spirit tries to let you know, hey, I'm here, or hey, you're on the right track. But Sandpiper spirit, be playful. I will need to look at the oracle book for this little guidebook, but Peacock spirit is really about letting your true colors show, and just being honest and present with your partner, or with, in any situation. It's about being your true self. Let me look for Sandpiper though, because I have not pulled this card before. I've pulled a lot of others, but yeah, let's read Sandpiper first. And they both came out upright. Sandpipers are like cute little clowns. I will hold this card up so you can see. It's cute. I love this thing. Sandpipers are like cute little clowns poking their beaks into the sand before darting off to chase the waves. The appearance of Sandpiper Spirit is a sign that now is a time to engage your playfulness. Whatever tasks you have before you, perform them with a lightness of being. Explore the familiar, discover the new in the old. Who knows what treasures await you when you let yourself laugh and have fun. Sandpiper Spirit's happy, curious nature can help you to feel rejuvenated as you remember your ability to run and fly and dance playfully. This really feels like this is for the Knight of Pentacles, or the person whoever's in the Ten of Wands energy of just like, a little bit too married to work and creating conflict, or that's creating conflict. They feel overburdened, and they have no room for anything else. It's really kind of if you're gonna do something, like, you need to do it with some lightness. You need to take the heaviness out of the situation, and it does feel like this Tower moment is going to sort of force you to reevaluate how you approach anything that you do. And then we have the Peacock Spirit, Let It Shine. I'll read that too, why not? Page 45, Parrot Spirit, Peacock. I'll hold this up while I read as well. Alright. When is the last time you shook a tail feather and shined your light for all to see? Within each of us is a peacock spirit yearning for expression, and you are called now to show the world that gorgeous creature you are. For you are a manifestation of spirit. Come out from the shadows, Peacock Spirit says, and show your true colors so that others may be inspired to express their own exquisiteness. Dance as if you remember that you are made of stardust and grace, filled with life force, energy, and sparkling light. You are a channel for divine love. Your dance is one of a kind. Catch the light and help it to shimmer and dance in celebration of your good fortune of being right here, right now. Spirit wants you to be joyful so that others may get up and dance along with you. So yeah, it does feel like there's lots of being mired down in past conflict and past conflict and resentments and things like that. So it does feel like both parties are likely are hidden from one another, not really knowing it. Especially the Knight of Wands, that seems to be feeling defensive and not able to really come out and shine, or come out and be honest and genuine. This doesn't necessarily mean to peacock, I do think this is more to do with just and I see that on this peacock we have this opening here, which could be also a throat chakra opening, because it is on the throat, but I was getting heart chakra. It could be both. So needing to really communicate what it is that you're actually feeling and being honest and true to the self when doing so. And trying to keep it light as well, since the Sandpiper Spirit is here. But I think that's it, Aries. I hope the situation resolves smoothly, peacefully, and that you are both happy. Yeah.